Last week, it was the 20-year anniversary of the Cronulla riots, and it got me thinking, what really happened that day? And is Australia better or worse 20 years on from the event? Well, I was 9 when it happened, so I don't really have much of a first-hand memory of everything that went down. But I did learn about it in high school, and I remember learning about it through the lens of it was this racist, horrible thing that happened where a bunch of white men just targeted Lebanese people for no reason whatsoever. And I also remember learning about it in the sense of, we need to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. Multiculturalism is great, diversity is our strength, all that shit. So I decided to look into it a little bit, and to my shock, well, not really, turns out there was a bit more that went down leading up to it, and if we keep going in the way that we're going, there might be a 2.0 sooner than we think. I had a read of this ABC article where it says that, leading up to the day, there was racial tensions boiling over, but didn't really mention why. Maybe it had something to do with this. Now, yes, it was 5 years prior to the Cronulla riots, but old mate here got a reduced sentence 3 months before the day. They also briefly mention an altercation between Lebanese men and a lifeguard. It was a bit more than an altercation, wasn't it? It was a violent altercation where the lifeguard were trying to tell these Lebanese men to leave the beach and leave the women alone because they were making derogatory comments towards the women. The Sydney women, the Australian women. When the Lebanese men decided to physically assault the lifeguard, the locals said, right, that's it, no more. And to be honest, valid. I learnt in high school that there was no reason for it. There was most definitely a reason for it. And apparently what happened afterwards was even worse. A Current Affair did a special recently where this fella here, I believe he's the police commissioner, or was the police commissioner, said that the events after the Cronulla riots, where Lebanese men carried out revenge attacks, were way worse than anything they saw on the day. Apparently they were driving around, glassing people, smashing up shops, smashing up areas. That didn't get news coverage. I didn't learn about that in high school. Now, of course, our race discrimination commissioner, this fella here whose name I can't even pronounce, who was born in India, who earns $400,000+ a year or whatever the fuck he's on, he's very concerned that there's going to be a 2.0. Well, here's a great tip if you want to make sure that doesn't happen. Reduce immigration. Stop mass migration. Let us preserve our culture and our way of life. Fast forward 20 years later, and let's look at the demographics of Cronulla. They're holding out pretty strong, with 78% of their population being born in Australia. Compare that to places like Harris Park or Lakemba. Seems like they did something, right? So the point of this video is, I think we're taught a revisionist narrative a lot of the time, especially someone like myself who really believed that this was just this hate-filled racist attack when there was a lot of things that led up to it. There is nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, your country, and your people. And it's about time Aussies started doing it more.